afternoon, everyone. We're thrilled to be here today representing Special Olympics. My name is Cassandra Ryan, Early Childhood Project Manager, and today we'll share how Special Olympics and our Young Athletes app supports early developmental progress, builds confidence through play, and connects families with resources and systems earlier than ever before.
I'm Rebecca Ralston, and I'm Senior Director of Early Childhood and Preventive Health at Special Olympics. Many families of young children with intellectual or developmental disabilities or developmental delays often find themselves asking, am I doing the right thing? How do I help my child grow? Where do I turn for a network of support and reliable resources for my family? These questions are real and they're important, and the answers often begin in the simplest of places, moments of play. Picture a child on the floor, rolling, laughing, reaching, stacking, and exploring. It looks small, but it's not. These early moments of play lay the foundation for communication, movement, confidence, and connection. And when families can see the joy in play, they discover the beauty and opportunity in their child. Special Olympics is a global movement dedicated to empowering people with intellectual and developmental disabilities, or IDD, through sports, health, leadership, and education. Many of you may know us for our World Games, or your local competitions in your local state, but what you may not know is that Special Olympics leverages the power of sport to impact the lives of people with IDD through improved healthcare and education access. And our work begins from birth through the earliest developmental years with in-person play programming, pediatric health screenings, and family education. This work is anchored by our Young Athletes program, which is a gross motor play program for children with and without intellectual and developmental disabilities, ages 2 to 7. In evaluations of young athletes, we've seen in just 2 months, 7 to 9 months of motor development growth, along with improvements in social, communication, and daily living skills.
To meet families where they are and ensure they have access to reliable, strength-based tools from the very beginning, Special Olympics created the Young Athletes app, a free mobile app for families of children ages birth to 7. The app is available in 7 languages and equips families with personalized play-based activities based on their child's development, evidence-based health information, and opportunities to connect with other families in their area. Since the launch of the Young Athletes app in 2023, families from all 50 states and over 60 countries have created profiles. In early evaluation, 100% of the families that participated in the pilot said that the app helped them think of new ways to play with their child, and over 80% shared that it helped them better understand their child's strengths. The Young Athletes app avoids any mention of missed milestones or negative language that can so often make families feel isolated or overwhelmed. The app was uniquely designed for and with families as a tool to meet children where they are developmentally, support their growth through play, and equip families with resources that can support them from the very moment they might receive a diagnosis for their child. And we're excited to share that through this fellowship, we've been able to take our early childhood work even further.
I'm Pamela Trivedi from the Thrive Center, and what stood out to me in working with this amazing Special Olympics team is that they immediately understood something that many systems cannot fathom. Families do not need to have a child's diagnosis to need support. They need ways to enjoy their child in everyday moments, a sense of community, and warm guidance that helps them feel confident as their child grows. In my own work as a clinician, applied researcher, and program leader, I've sat beside many families who are just beginning to consider developmental trajectories that may be different than expected for their child. I also know this from my own experience as a parent. Even after years of practice in strength-based approaches, I remember what it felt like to notice that development was unfolding in ways that were different than we expected for our first child, who has always been the most imaginative person that we know. I deeply felt the disorientation of not knowing what to do next or how to envision environments where our child could flourish. This uncertainty is real for families, and it calls for warmth, steadiness, and connection. I've seen how deficit-based systems can undermine families at the very moments we need grounding and support. We do not thrive when we are flooded with messages about what is wrong with our child instead of what is strong about them and simple ways we can cultivate the connections we've built since the earliest moments of knowing them. This is why the Special Olympics team and the Young Athletes app is so powerful. They built a tool that helps families feel confident, build connections through play, and support children's developmental progress in ways that feel joyful rather than overwhelming. And together, this work is giving Special Olympics a clearer path to coordination with early childhood systems and expanding how they partner with families from the very start.
We lost that mic. With guidance from Pamela and the entire Thrive Center team, we conducted federal and state level mapping of early childhood systems to understand how Special Olympics can integrate into them more effectively. As a result of the mapping, we developed an implementation toolkit for state Special Olympics programs. This toolkit will support our teams in connecting with local programs to share the Young Athletes app, build partnerships, and ultimately collaborate to support children and families in their area. Content within the toolkit has been and can be tailored to the unique needs of each system with the aim of fostering collaboration. At its core, the toolkit is designed to help more families reach that simple moment of joy, a child discovering what they can do through play, and a caregiver realizing that they helped make that moment happen. As you will see when you check out our booth, we have addressed connection opportunities in healthcare, public health, early learning and education, home visiting, early intervention, and family support and economic well-being. The toolkit and our exciting work with the fellowship will allow Special Olympics to scale our impact, reach families earlier and with greater warmth, and deepen partnerships with early childhood systems.
So we'd love to continue this conversation with each of you at our booth about bringing free, high-quality resources to families of young children, especially those with IDD or developmental delays in your state. Together, we can make sure that every family has the support that they need and that every child has the chance to learn, grow, and connect through play from the very start. Thank you.
That works too. I didn't I thought it was somebody else's. Oh, wonderful.
When you go into create your profile, you